Good afternoon, everybody. How is everybody this afternoon? My name is Julia Green. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you have come across my Facebook Friday Live. I go live on Facebook here on Fridays, sometimes at 4 and sometimes at 7, 7:30, depending on my work schedule. I work a full-time job other than this fun job that I call Stampin' Up! I actually don't even call this a job. This is actually just something much more fun for me. But I like coming on here and sharing ideas with you and sharing some new things. And so this week, it was brought to my attention by a customer of mine. She's been a customer for a while. And she has this stamp set and die called Cheerful Daisies. Okay. It's one that I think came out probably last year or maybe the year before, and she bought it. And when it came out, I believe it was a suite, and it came out with some DSP, some designer series paper that matched. And she said, you know what? When I had the designer series paper, she goes, I've kind of used that up. She goes, and now I'm kind of at a loss to what to do with this stamp set. She's like, I need some ideas. Do you think maybe you could give me some ideas of some things that I could do with that stamp set? And I said, of course I can. So today's live video is going to be all about Cheerful Daisies. And I'm going to show you some different ways to use that stamp and dies. It comes with matching. You can purchase matching dies. I'm not sure if it's sold as a bundle anymore or if you have to buy them separately. When Stampin' Up! First releases bundles, you usually can purchase them at a bundle price and get them at a little 10% discount, which is kind of nice. So I'm not really sure if that is still the case for this set, but like I said, she bought it when it first came out. She was very excited with it. She had that DSP, and now she's like, okay, I need some ideas of some things to do with that stamp set. So in looking for some ideas and kind of watching some videos and hitting Pinterest and on YouTube and whatever, I've come across some fun different techniques, and one of the techniques that I came across that I had never done before is watercoloring die cuts. So I've gone ahead and I've used the Cheerful Daisies, and I've used the big die, this one here, okay, and it cuts out the 3 shapes of the daisies, and it cuts out a little leaf thing there, a little leaf on the end, okay. So I've gone ahead and I've cut these out ahead of time. Now I've cut them out of watercolor paper, the Fluid 100 watercolor paper, which Stampin' Up! It is in our catalog. So if you don't have some, you'll have to get some of this fun paper, okay? And if you notice today, I'm also working on my glass mat. Stampin' Up! Came out with a glass mat. I believe it was during Celebration last year, I think. I don't know. Anyway, when they first came out with it, it was like you had to, I think, join in order to get it. Now you can purchase it. And if you purchase it today, it's $60, and it comes with the glass mat, which is underneath here. And so this is glass, and then underneath it's got this great grid underneath, which I really like a lot. If you purchase it today for the $60, you're still in time, because till tonight, till midnight, you could pick out a free thing out of Celebration to go with your glass mat. So that's just something to keep in mind. We're on the countdown. We only have hours left to Celebration. I'm probably not going to do much Celebration today because I am working on this Cheerful Daisy thing. But anyway, so I apologize also using my glass mat. I apologize the lighting in here. When I use the glass mat, I have lighting that you can move across the ceiling. What do you call that? I forget what it's called now. And it's basically over my workspace, and it just reflects on here and makes some awful reflections. So today I'm using my ring light, and I also opened up the windows, the blinds in here, so I have some natural light. So I hope the lighting, I apologize for shadows, but I hope the lighting is okay. And I really apologize about that. That's one of the reasons a lot of times I don't use my glass mat when I'm doing lives, is because I haven't figured out the lighting. I'm not a lighting technician. My nephew, who is an electrician, has given me some ideas about changing out the bulbs. Oh, track lighting, that's what it's called. He's the one that put the track lighting in here for me so that I could move it and stuff. And he's given me some ideas on changing out the bulbs, different lighting. You know, they have daylight, they have soft light, and my ring light does that. It changes to the different light settings, so I'm trying it. It is sold separately. Thanks, Sandy. So I've gone ahead and I've cut these out. I've already colored one, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So you're also going to need a spritzer. We sell the spritzers. They come 2 to a pack. I'm just using regular water in mine. And so when you're cutting out this too with your die, you might find that it doesn't cut very nicely because the watercolor paper is a little bit different than our regular cardstock and stuff. So you could spritz this a little bit first before you die cut it. I didn't have a problem, but sometimes you do. So I'm going to bring this over. Something that you're probably going to need when you're doing these techniques too is some paper towels, which, you know, Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell the paper towels, but I'm sure you have paper towels in your home stash. So I'm going to go ahead and spritz that and get it nice and wet. Okay. Then I'm going to bring it back over here to my glass mat. Okay. Now it also comes with this fun little tray here that you can put different things in. I've gone ahead and I've taken my re-inker for Old Olive. We have Old Olive there. We have Daffodil Delight right here, the darker one. And then we have Lemon Lolly is the lighter one in that little pouch there. The other thing that you're going to need is our lovely water brushes, okay? These you fill with water. The reservoir holds the water. I think you can see it in there. And we have them in 3 different sizes. There's a small, medium, and then a big brush, okay? I also like to have just a cup of water as a standby. I just find that to be handy when I'm trying to clean the brushes out or whatever, but that's totally up to you. Hi, Patricia. All right, I'm going to change out this paper towel for a dry one because I got that one all wet. So I'm just going to grab another paper towel here. All right, so I've stamped that and I've gotten it nice and wet. Now, when I did my first one, I grabbed my medium brush and I grabbed a lot of ink right in there. I just went kind of crazy in the ink thing. And I came on here and I was like, oh boy, that's really dark. So I started with the dark and I was like, oh, that's like way too dark. What am I going to do now? I've gotten like way too much dark there. So I just get my brush nice and wet. You can squeeze it and it will send some water down. But you can just take that little bit of ink and then just kind of keep moving it down the stem. Okay, so I've cut out 2 stems, and now I've got like a line there. I don't like that, so I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to blend that line right in there. Now, the more water you use, the wetter the paper is going to get, okay? So the longer it's going to take for it to dry. That's just something to keep in mind. Okay, I'm going to set that over there. I'm going to wash that out. I like to dry off my brush on the paper towel. I used my brush with red quite some time ago, and I'm having a hard time getting the red out of there. But if you just keep running the water through, you can see it's still picking up a little bit of that red, but I'm okay with that. So now I'm going to come in with the Lemon Lolly, and I'm going to grab some of that Lemon Lolly out of my reservoir there, and I'm just going to come right in. Now, the darker you want it, the more condensed you want the ink. But if you're not happy with that, like I said, just keep pulling your ink from where you've already done it and just bring it over here, okay? So I've got some lighter and some darker, and you'll see that, oops, I'm not really in screen. Hang on, let me get these guys up there. Let me pull this up here. You'll see that it kind of spreads, which is the whole look that you're going for, to get it so it looks watercolored. So that's just, and then I'm just going to come down here. That's a little too yellow for me, so I'm going to pull the ink from there. And again, this is just a fun technique. Everybody has a different way that they might like doing it. I'm still playing around with it because it's a new technique to me, but I really like the effect that it gives and that I've gotten with it, so I'm pretty happy with that. So now I need a little bit of that green again because I got this fun leaf up here. And see, when I first went on, it was really dark. So if I just keep pulling from that with the water, I can just, you know, come over there. I'm just going to do this guy green, a little more color. So So this is just really fun. And you could do this on whatever surface you want, but doesn't this glass mat make it just cool? All right, so now I'm going to come in with my daffodil. And so I am just going to, and see how it's spreading? I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see if I can pull you in closer. Oh, geez, too close. Whoop. Oops, hang on. Too close. Let's see. Oh, now you're too far away. Oh, geez. I'm hitting everything here but what I want. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Patience with me. Let's go a little slower. All right, can you kind of see that a little bit better now? So because it's wet, we're just hitting it, and see how it spreads up the petal, which is just really cool. Okay, that's the look I'm going for. Okay, so we're going to try this one over here, and if it's not doing that for you, you can just come in and give it a little, just a little water, and it'll do that spreading thing. Okay, and then we got this one, and there it goes. It's just going to spread randomly up those petals. Isn't that cool? All right, I think I'm happy with it. So now I'm going to clean up my mess, because now these guys have to dry. Okay, so we're going to come back to this card at the end and assemble this card at the end, because by then they will be dry. These guys are pretty well dry, so I'm going to put these up here so that they can finish drying. This guy, I'm going to grab another paper towel. Good afternoon, Sandy and Patricia. All right. Let's grab this guy, and we're going to put him on a paper towel, and we're just going to set him over there, and he's just going to dry, and we're going to forget about him. Now, it also comes with this fun cleaning mat. So this cleaning mat, you can just go right ahead and clean all that ink right off. We're going to get rid of this guy, because we are going to use, we're going to go ahead and make the other cards, and then we'll come back to that one at the end. All right, let me put my inkers away, because if I don't, then I will forget to put them away. All right, they're away. This is cleaned off. We're just going to put this over here, and we're just going to take, now this sticks to this mat too, so it doesn't slide on you. Oh, now you can see my ring light. Oh boy. All right, we might grab my black mat, because I don't want all this glaring going on. There. We got rid of the glare. All right, so anyway, glass mat is a great thing. It's a great tool for, you know, if you get glue on it or whatever. It's, you know, very similar to my self-healing mat, which I think I saw the self-healing mat online. Sandy, can you look that up for me and see if you can purchase the self-healing mat? I'm almost positive that today when I was doing that, I saw it. So I just thought that was kind of weird. Anyway, all right, let's get right to it here, and let's make some more cards. All right, I have some more cards all set for you guys today. I just have to figure out where I'm going to put them. As always, I'm working crowded. Okay, so here's my next sample for you guys using the daisies. Okay, we'll put the sample right up here in the corner. I've used that fun plaid DSP, okay, and I think it might be on back order, but as Sarah said the other day, don't fret for things that are on back order. They're coming back, and they will be here shortly, so don't ever worry about that. But you could use any blue patterned paper, but this happens to be boho blue in this color. I've gone ahead and I'm going to decorate my envelope with that, so I've already done that. I've done it for both cards here. All right, let's go ahead and grab up my pieces. So my card base is boho blue. We're going to fold that in half. Okay, we've gone ahead and we've cut all the pieces and parts out that we needed. Okay, let's just slide that over there. This piece of white is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we're going to go ahead and just put that on there. And we're going to put it we're going to do something a little different. We're not going to put it on square. We're going to put it so that it's leaning to one side, I guess you could say. All right. So we're going to do it this way. Okay. Then I have a piece of the blue plaid. And because these are 6 by 6 papers, I ended up with, hey, Chelsea, I ended up with this long piece, so I decided to use the long piece on the inside. And look at the plaid on the other side of this. Wouldn't that be really pretty too? That would be really pretty as well. Either side of this paper would be really, really pretty. Any baby cow yet today, Chelsea? Or as I have been corrected in the past, calf. All right, so now we're going to take this blue plaid. Whoops, and we're doing the wrong side here, but this is the side we need to put the adhesive on. All right, and then we're going to put that going this way just a little bit, a little cattywampus. Like I said, we're not doing them square this time so that you can see the white behind the plaid. Okay, now I've gone ahead, and this is that same one that I punched out. It's the same one that I punched out with the watercolor paper, okay? But then there's these fun inside pieces that you can put on here that makes the flower look 3D, which is really kind of cool. All right, and we are going to, and then there's this fun fern piece. Look at this guy. Isn't he fun? He's just kind of like a ferny, like a little fern. And some daisies do have that kind of foliage, which is kind of neat. And then we've gone ahead and we've cut out a bunch of these little leaf sections on this one. Okay, and then we have this that's from Stylish Shapes. You guys know me, that's one of my favorites. So let me see, I need all these guys afterwards. So let's go ahead, we need a scrap piece of paper here. We're gonna bring up this scrap piece of paper. We have a sponge dauber. I have a sponge dauber here already with green on it, and I believe it is Old Olive. And I am just going to sponge daub my little leaf sections. This one here, we got to pop the little inside out. It didn't come out when it was die cut, but we'll do that now. Get that out of there. And we're just going to sponge those. And like I said, it was just one that I had sitting here, and I believe it's got, it's either Old Olive or Mossy Meadow on it. Whatever green. It's not like the green really has to match. We're not doing anything matchy-matchy here. Okay, now I want to do the centers of these guys. So I'm going to grab the centers of the flowers, which is a stamp, and I'm just going to go ahead and mount that here. Okay, and we are going to use wild wheat. Now, I've used a lot of these in colors, and one of the reasons I used a lot of these in colors is because they are going to be leaving us with the new catalog. And I know that sounds like it's a long way away, but really it's not that far away. I'm just going to put that over there because we're going to clean that up. All right, let me grab these off of here. Now I'm going to grab my liquid glue because I'm going to glue my layers on here. So we just need a few little dots, and you got to make sure that these are, because they are textured a little bit, so you want to make sure that you're putting the glue on the back. Okay, so let's just do some little dotty dots here. Bring this guy down. He's the big flower. And we're just going to put him on like that. Okay, and then this guy. Some little dots, and he's going over here on this one. It's kind of drooping. And then this guy. go. And that's going to give it like this 3-dimensional. That's the fun thing about this stamp set, is that it has these different dies that almost work like this is almost like embossing. These are almost like embossed, those layers that I just put on there. So it's almost like it comes with stamps, dies, and embossing tools, which I just think is really kind of cool. So now we're going to put these green ferny ones on first. So let's flip those over. And we'll put a little liquid glue on those. And we want just little dabs, because more goes a long way on these. We're going to grab the boho blue and the stamp set that says, "You made my day." And we're going to go ahead and mount that. We'll grab the boho blue. She is holding out, apparently. Oh my. Stubborn mama. I'm sure when that baby's ready to come out, it'll come out. All right. And then "You made my day" is going to get stamped right in there. Perfectly. Timeless plaid is available. Awesome. Glass mat, imperial in inches equals. Okay. Hello. Sorry, she's holding out the glass mat. Sorry if I missed anything. No, not seeing a self-healing mat. Okay. I must have been seeing things. That's possible. I was just kind of going through there looking for stuff. All right. So we're going to put this one little fern guy is going to go up here in this corner, and the other little fern guy is going to be down here in this corner, like that. Whoops, and I'm off screen. Hang on. Let's get you up there where you can see me. So we've the fern down here and the fern up there. Okay, now this guy we did with dimensionals. And let me see what I'm working on for dimensionals over here. I got lots of little pieces and parts of dimensionals that I'm working on using up these sheets. So when I get all done with the dimensionals, I cut up the outside edges and use up those outside edges. So see, my sheet is all empty now. I can throw that one away. Let's see what else I have in here in my little, oh, here's another little one that needs to have the edges cut. So I'll grab my snips, and I need some little pieces. So we'll cut up this side. And let's just, oops, we kind of need that smaller than that, so let's cut that in half. So we'll go ahead and we'll put those up here. You want to be careful not to have the, you don't want the dimensionals to show through. It just doesn't look good. So you got to be a little careful where you're putting the dimensionals. And I'm going to throw my little papers over here in my garbage can, even though my floor in my stamp studio right now is anything but clean. It's on my list to do this weekend, is to drag the vacuum up here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this right about here, I think is how we have it. We'll go ahead and lay that down. Now we're going to grab these little, I just die cut just the leaves out. So we're going to cut off the little piece we don't need. I'm going to grab my liquid glue for those. Just put a couple little dots on. All right. And then we're going to put, one is going to go down here, right about there. And the other one is going to go over here with this daisy. I probably could back my screen up, and then I wouldn't be out of screen so much. There we go. That a little better? So I'm not off screen so much. I have a tendency of doing that because I just get busy doing what I'm doing and not looking up to see what you guys are seeing. All right, so we're going to put that one right there. We don't want it to go off the edge of the card. All right, now You Made My Day is going to go right here. And we did that with some dimensionals. So let's just grab a couple of these pieces I just cut. This one will work. Don't ever throw away any of those little strips of your dimensionals. Use that whole sheet. Okay, and then You Made My Day is going to go right there. Okay. Now we're going to cut off the edges of this. I like to use my old big scissors that Stampin' Up! Used to sell. If you'd like to see Stampin' Up! Bring these back, send them an email. I'd love to have these big scissors come back, even though I already own several pairs of them because I bought several pairs like my snips. I have them everywhere. I have them downstairs in the gardening. I have them in my, I have some that are in my quilting. So they were fun, and I would love for them to bring them back. And sometimes it's nice for them to hear things from the customer, not just us demonstrators. All right. Now, I mentioned in my pre-log to my video today that there's going to be a giveaway. So we were working with those watercoloring techniques earlier. So there's my finished card. What do you think? Okay. There's one. All right. Let me get these out of the way. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, let's work on another. Let's do another card. All right, did I put on that one, is there any bling on that one? Oh, yes, there is bling on that one. Okay, hang on before we do that one. Let's do a little bling. You know me, I like a little bling, and I don't know what I did. Here it is. Here's the bling. These are probably my favorite go-to blings. They are the adhesive back sparkle gems. We just did 3 of them down here around the saying in the silver. So let's grab my Take Your Pick tool. So I did one there, one over here, just around the saying, and then that way there it kind of made this thing kind of pop out, I guess, was the look I was going for. So there's the finished one of that one. All right. I was going to say, I did put some bling on all these, so. All right. Let's go to the next one. All righty. Here's my finished card for this one. Isn't this fun? So this was like a fun, unusual color combination for me. We are using soft seafoam, which is not a color I normally go to, and Moody Mauve. So, but I really like the way they went together. And then, of course, we did some Mossy Meadow as well. So, all right. So my card base on this one, I have all my pieces and parts. Let's get them all out of there. All right. And on this one, we stamped on the envelope. Okay. And then we stamped also on the inside. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put my sample one right over there. All my pieces and parts. Here's my envelope. My envelope over here. All right. So we're starting out with a piece of seafoam. Okay. We're going to fold that in half. All righty. Then I have a piece of white that is 4 by 3. All right, we're going to stamp on that, so we're not going to mount that just yet. I have all my pieces and parts of my flowers and my label here. Okay, so let's just put that all there. Organize it a little bit. This is the DSP that you can buy the 6x6 packages, and you can get it in the color families. Hey, Sandy, how are you? So I had some little pieces in there, so I just thought it would be fun to put this little strip on the back here. This is probably a piece you could put on the inside as well. But like I said, I just had it in when I was in there looking. I've used a lot of this soft seafoam already, so I didn't have much. I just had some little scrappy pieces. So I was very excited. Let's use up a little scrappy piece, right? Why not? All right, now Daisy stamp set is a photopolymer set. So we're going to grab the Stampin' Mat. We're going to grab that 3x4 piece. Okay, we are going to grab this fun little set of flowers, and we're going to grab the leaf. Maybe we have to clean, let's clean this. Yeah, let's clean that one off. Or let's just put it back and it'll be on my fingers. I have a tendency of when I'm working in here on my own that I just put the, like I have this just sitting over here open. And this is how I work. I just leave it sitting over here open. And I go back and forth grabbing them, and a lot of times I don't clean them in between. Then I get ink on my fingers. Then I get ink on the card where I don't want it. It's all that fun stuff. So, all right. So I said we are going to use Mossy Meadow and Moody Mauve. Let's start with Mossy Meadow first. And we're going to do the leaves. So we're going to start with some leaves up here. Okay, and then we need a leaf over here, kind of out there. I'm going to turn my cardstock. And we're going to do 2 leaves down here in the corner. So technically that's 5. You know me, I like to work with those odds. Okay, now Moody Mauve and the set of flowers, I'm going to stamp off on that because I'm going to leave my Moody Mauve daisies are going to be full strength. So doing this, I'm going to stamp off. So I stamped off, and then I have a set of these flowers up here. I have a set over here. And again, these are just so that they peek out around the other stuff that we've got going on. All right, just like that. Okay, now we're not going to go anywhere with that leaf and the flowers because that's what we stamped on the inside. It's also what we stamped on the envelope. So, all right, bring back in this guy, the card base. Let's go ahead, let's get rid of this out of the way so you can see better. Now, because this daisy set is also in the catalog, if this is a set that you don't have, and now I have inspired you that you might need this in your collection, you might want to get it because it is a set that's been around, and a lot of times sets that have been around, they leave when the new catalog comes out. What ends up happening is they usually end up transferring some of the ones that are in the mini catalog to the catalog, or it's possible it could become an online feature. And as always, it could go in the last chance list. So, you know, but if it's something that you really want, don't hesitate on it because, you know, Stampin' Up's new motto is while supplies last. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've cut out some of this fun ferny-like foliage, and we're going to put one down here in this corner. And we're going to put one up here over top of this flower thing right about there. Okay. Now let's bring in our fun flowers. Now this, we've used the big section that cuts out the 3 daisies. Now you also have 1, 2, 3 daisies that have a plain background with the embossed. This is where the embossed sides come in. When I used this one before, I just did the emboss on the top. Now we're doing the solid with the embossed on top. All right, so let's bring these all in. We've got the solid and the embossed. Those are my centers. We've got the solid and the embossed and the solid and the embossed. So let's go ahead and grab our liquid glue. Make sure you're doing it on the back side because otherwise you'll miss out on that fun embossed effect, okay? And then we're just going to put this right in there where it fits, just like that. Okay, so that one's done. Let's do this one. And again, let's put it where it fits, just like that. And then this one. Pierce mat is 126199. So there, oh, that's a piercing mat. Okay. So it's not It's not this big though, right, Sandy? It's not like 16 inches across like my self-healing mat is. Like I said, I was just going through there today and I didn't have time to like really stop and investigate. So I will here in a minute because, or when I get off video, because I am actually putting in my last order for Celebration. So if you have anything that you'd like to add to my order to save a little bit on shipping, let me know, because before I go to work today, I will be putting in my last order before Celebration. All right, so we're going to put the big one right here. All right. And then this one we did with dimensionals, and this one we did with dimensionals. So let me bring in my sheet of dimensionals that I'm cutting up here. This would be great to just use this big corner on this guy. And then this one will just be this little edge. All right, so this one is going to be down here, like that. Okay, and then this guy is going to go over here. Whoops, it's going to go over here this way. Kind of like there. Now let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment, and we are going to do the birthday one. Wishing you the brightest birthday. What a nice sentiment, huh? So let's go ahead and mount that. Let's grab the Mossy Meadow, sorry. All right, let's go ahead and just stamp that right in there. Let's keep your fingers crossed because I'm not grabbing the, whoops, I already can tell it's a little crooked. That's all right. I'm not grabbing the mat, the piercing mat. All right, I've gone ahead and already cut these, so let's just put a couple of these on the back of this guy. And then we're gonna put this right across here. Just like that. Now I have these. Now I went ahead and I stamped these are the clay, copper clay, because that's a color that we're losing. I tried using some of those today. So this one we're going to put up with a dimensional. The one in the center of the big daisy. All right, and we're going to put him right in the center. Okay, and then these little guys, I cut one big one in half. I had some extra ones here. And then I have this little guy here. So I'm just going to take these little guys. Now I stamped these with the copper clay. And then I cut them out because there is a die cut for these. So I stamped them with copper clay on copper clay. And then punched them out. So there we have that. Now I said we stamped on the inside. Let's bring my Stampin' mat back. Let's open these guys back up. All right, so I'm going to do a leaf and a leaf and some of the flowers. I'll just do the flowers in between. Perfect. All right, so there's the inside. Now let's go ahead and do the outside of the envelope. When I was sending cards this week, I discovered I needed some birthday cards. So I was very excited that I was making some birthday cards. All right. So there's that one. So we have 1, 2. Let's do 3, and then we'll get back to the one that we watercolored that is sitting over here and drying very nicely. All right, let's get these out of the way. Oh, we also we used on this one, we used the sequins that they are calling purple in the celebration thingy. So we did put 3 of those on there. So let's go ahead and put 3 on mine. So I'm just going to grab 3 of these lighter colored ones. I did 1 up here I did one on the saying, and I did one down here. And I like to do one either around the saying or on the saying because it just draws a little attention to the saying, right? Alrighty, there's 2. Like I said, we'll do 3, and then we will jump into our watercolor one. All right. Last but not least, okay, here's my third one. Now this one I decided to use the Floral Delight DSP just because it went with my, kind of with my yellow theme, which I was kind of excited about. I have all my pieces and parts here. Oh, there's a little piece down in there. It doesn't want to come out of the envelope. So if you do a workshop with me, this is exactly how I do a workshop, is I put everything that you're going to need in your envelope. Okay, and then you can go around. Usually what I do is I set things up as stations, and you guys can go around at each station and make the card that is displayed at that station. Or we can do what I call round robin, where everybody gets a little, what I call a little card kit, and we assemble them all together. So that's completely up to you. If you'd like to book a workshop with me, just let me know. I would love to do some in-person workshops. I have a few on the calendar, but I'd love to do some more. All right, so on this one, we used the Stylish Shapes Circle, which also has that little stitched thing around the edges. Do you have any paper pumpkins I can buy? On my foot, and I think I'm going to be bored. Of course, Sandy, I can hook you up. It's not 17 by 10, Pierce mat. Okay, all right. All right, guys, yes, it did look like an echinacea. That was my inspiration for that one. So if you guys are in the flower world like I am, Chelsea is, or anybody else that follows me, you could also use this set as echinacea, just change up the color a little bit, and it would definitely look like echinacea, especially that one that droops, that has the petals that come down, because an echinacea really does that. So, and echinaceas a lot of times come in that color. So yes, definitely that one does look a little bit like an echinacea. So on this one, what I did was we cut a circle using the Stylish Shapes, okay? And then we cut a circle on the DSP that's just a little bit bigger, okay? So then you get that double layer in there. Can you see that double layer? So you can still see the yellow through there, okay? We've gone ahead and we've layered the white on the inside, all right? And then we stamped our sentiment, wishing you the brightest birthday, is stamped on the inside, okay? I've used those same flowers that I just used on the Moody Mauve one, and I've done it with the daffodil, I think, stamped off. We have the little strip of paper that you know I like to do, okay? And then we decorated down here around the bottom of the circle. Now this time I stamped all of our fun daisies. I've used the Fern Like is in Granny Apple, which goes really great with the yellows. All right, but I've gone ahead and I stamped these images with the stamps that come with them. And you can two-step stamp these. So I don't know if you guys remember two-step stamping, but you stamp the solid image with the lighter color and the more detailed image with the darker color. So I've gone ahead and I've stamped those and then cut them out with the die. And when you stamp and cut out, all you're going to need is the big shaped die, okay? And that's going to cut out your flower. All right? So that's another technique that you can do with this same stamp set. So this stamp set has lots of versatility, okay? And so I've gone ahead and I've cut out, I stamped the leaves and I've cut them out and cut everything out. And then here is my finished one. And I've gone ahead and I've stamped on the envelope, okay? You already have some stamping on the inside of the card, which is really fun. So that's number 3, okay? And I'm getting close on time, so I'm not going to put that one together because I want to go back to my watercolor one. And then I used these fun tinsel gems on this one, and you can see the pretty yellow tinsel gems. And I did one down here in the corner, one over here on the edge, and then one on the inside of the card. So that's a real fun one too. All right, I don't want to lose all my pieces and parts. So you know what? I'm going to slide everything back into this envelope that I had. That's the one that's stamped, so I don't want to use that one. We're going to slide everything back into here. And then we're going to quick grab, go back to the beginning, with my watercolored images. I'm going to put this one over here, kind of get myself a little organized here. I'm never organized, but you know how that goes. All right, these guys feel nice and dry now. Look how pretty they came out. We've got the stem, we've got the flowers. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead. We're going to put this one up here and that one and this one. Now I know this one is more dry because that's the one I did first. So I'm going to use that one for my sample. I've gone ahead and I'm going to use Old Olive as my card base. I have a piece of Lemon Lolly that I have gone ahead and I have embossed with the Forever Plaid embossing folder. So that's a fun one. This is one of those nice big wide ones. So if you are a scrapbooker, this is online. It's got my little online sticker here on it. It's part of the online exclusives. Okay, so if you're looking for it, that's where you want to go look. Okay, now I am going to grab a blending brush and I am going to grab, I'm going to grab Lemon Lolly. Okay. And we're just going to sponge a little Lemon Lolly in the center here. You might want to grab a scrap piece of paper when you do this, because I find that sometimes rubbing it on the scrap paper first takes a little bit of the ink off. All right, and I'm just going to make myself a nice big circle here, right about in the center. What this does for me, and I love doing this, is it really makes the embossing stuff pop, which I really like a lot. And there we go. Got enough on it that time. All right. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and mount that right on there. We're going to grab the birthday sentiment. Okay, just like this. And we're going to stamp that in Old Olive. Foot surgery, ugh. All right, and then we're going to stamp the birthday sentiment in the Old Olive, just like that. Okay. Now we're going to place this guy. And I actually need 2 stems, so I'm going to have to go back and cut out 2 stems because I wanted 2 stems. And I don't know why I didn't do 2 stems. And then we're going to have this guy go like this. And the brightest birthday down here. What do you think? I think the flowers get a little lost. So you know what I went and did? I went and cut out the solid images. And we're going to put those behind. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. Let's put a little glue on the back of each. We're going to do these individually. Okay, and then we're going to bring this one in. And we need it with little petals down there. So we're going to go ahead and mount that right on there like that. That's going to, I think it's really going to make these flowers pop. I like this idea. We're going to mount this one right about there. go. All right, so we've gone ahead and we've put the white, solid white on the back. Now let's put that on there. Oh yeah, that really pops. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna mount these. I'm just gonna mount them with my, I'm gonna mount it just like that. The leaves up there that way. Now these guys are skinny, so I gotta put liquid glue on the back of these. The little stems. And I'm gonna put like one from there. Whoops, come on. And this one stuck to my finger. All right, now we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this guy. Right about there. How's that? What do you think? I really think that made it pop by putting that white on the back of it. Isn't that kind of cool? I love it. I think it came out very, very pretty. Now, let's get some space here. So, if you make a comment on today's video with whether you've played around with the watercoloring, and if you have some tips or tricks for me that maybe I didn't use or whatever today, or even if you just make a comment in the video saying hi, and those of you guys that are already made on the comments on the videos, you're already in my drawing. But what I'm going to do is that next Friday, I will put everybody's name. Actually, let's do it Sunday. On Sunday before I do Coffee and a Card, which Coffee and a Card is going to be really quick this week because I have to be at church for 10:30. I will put everybody's name in my random app that makes a comment today, and one lucky winner will get a set of the water painters and spritzers. All right, so that will be my giveaway for today. So let's see if I can bring in all my cards that I made for you today and see what you think. This one needs some bling, and I actually think I might grab, so we want to back them up. Can we go up any back? Oh, we're back up. We're backed up now, I think, about as far as we can go. All right, guys. So here is my fun cards for today, all using the Cheerful Daisies. So I hope my customer that asked me to highlight the Cheerful Daisies enjoyed today's video. If at any time you have a stamp set that you have sitting around that you want to challenge me to come up with some ideas, I would love for you to give me that challenge. It works great for me. So anyway, that's just something. Don't forget, there's only hours left of celebration. So if you have some things that you want to get, now's the time. You got to get in there and get them. All right, Paper Pumpkin. We have this fun Daisy Daydream. This one is good until March 10th. So if you want to get in on that, you need to order that. Go ahead and put that Paper Pumpkin order in and get some free celebration things, but you got to do it before midnight tonight. Don't forget to check out your last chance product list. As we all know, things are while supplies last. The mini catalog is good till April, so you can still get things out of the mini catalog till April. I think that's all I've got for you. I'm getting close to an hour, and I like to keep my videos under an hour, so I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed all the different ways that we used Cheerful Daisies, and hopefully you enjoyed my new little technique of watercoloring the die cuts. It's a lot of fun, and I think you should give it a try. So, and if you make a comment on today's video, you're going to get put in that drawing, and I will announce Sunday morning who gets the free water painters and spritzers. All right, guys, as always, thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll all be stamping together real soon. Have a great rest of your afternoon, and hopefully I'll see you Sunday morning. All right, guys, have a great one.